Hey guys, how are you doing? Today we are not going to analyze the financial statement of a particular company. Today I want to have a brief overview on the statement from the Department of Justice on how they now are requesting, actually should be forcing, right? Google to divest Chrome, right? That means to whatever, right? Divest, then you can sell it. Then the um, final is to Google cannot control Chrome anymore, right? That's the word divest means. I think this kind of statement from the court is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We are going to have a quick look on the statement from the DOJ. And honestly, I can tell you, if I were Google, I cannot do the business in US if act like that, right? If act like that, I cannot do the business, right? So we will come to that. Yesterday, Alphabet's stock price been dropped at very close to 5%, 4.6%, and a little bit shaking of the stock price. I own this stock. I think a lot of people also own this stock, right? And I use Chrome, right, for so many years. And I think that so many people in the world, not only in Hong Kong, in US, I think a lot of people also use Chrome as the browser. Right? Even if you are using iOS, Apple, you may use Chrome as a browser because the search is so nice, right? The search is so powerful, right? And the statement from DOJ just make me astonished, right? How come they come to that conclusion? What's the point of standing, right? Monopoly? Not in this case, right? My friend, I tell you, monopoly is not in this case, right? This is a different thing, right? So we will come to that. Our Falcon portfolio result is 114%, right? 114% after 71 months. So for any of you have any comments, then you can type it on the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. Today is November 22, Friday. This is our title, right? DOJ forces, that is forces, right? That statement means forces, right? Google to divest Chrome, right? We'll come to that. Yesterday, Dow Jones been rise at 461 points. I just put a red circle on that. So apart from the peak of this year of 52 weeks, it's only 600 points, right? Very close. The same happened to Nasdaq, right? Only about less than 500 points then to the peak, right? Yesterday only rise at 6.28 points. This is our Falcon 350,000 portfolio. Now present then is not up to my requirement. My requirement is every year have the increment about 13 to 14%. Right, this is my requirement. But actually now it's still November and we've been there, right? 18% the highest, and then now it's 12%. Then we'll see, right? I expressed my feeling of the US 10-year Treasury yield few times on my program in Hong Kong. I think a little bit strange that now is in the interest rate cutting cycle, but the US 10-year Treasury yield still more than 4.4%, right? Normally, I think that it should be under 4%, right? So very strange to me. Why this US 10-year Treasury yield still so high, right? Then we come to some headlines, right? Dow closed more than 450 points higher. The investors snap up stocks tied to the economy, so looking for Trump, right? So we all know that. Adani, right? Adani's give us very famous work from Warren Buffett before, right? If something looks very perfect for so many years, right? Then it may be fake, right? And then now, actually, then Mr. Adani is accused by the U.S. in the New York government that he is doing the binary, right, on the India government to get the contract of the solar energy. And then that is a false statement because the stock also listed in US. Then he is under arrest now by the US government, right? He is under arrest by the US government. If you take some time to look at the stock performance of Adani, it's perfect. 5 years, rised 10 times. That means every year rised 2 times for so many years, especially for these 5 years, right? It's more than perfect, maybe too perfect, right? I don't know. I didn't go into the financial statement, but be very aware of that, right? Very aware of that. If something is very perfect, then it may be fake, right? Japan's October headline inflation rate falls. That's a good news, right? That's a good news. And I think that this year, DOJ already told that will not have any alteration on the interest rate, right? But then she may put up the interest rate in the early of 2025 then, because now is Japan rising from the dip. So I think that's possible, right? It's quite possible. It's different from the others. Japan's situation is different from Taiwan, different from India or Europe, other countries, because she's been long time in the dip already and now it's rising up, right? So different situation. Wow, Bitcoin been 100,000 US dollar, right? I still remember more than 10 years before then one Bitcoin is just few dollars, right? One Bitcoin is just few dollars, right? And then if you have that Bitcoin few dollars 10 years before, and then you just keep it, and keep it, today you will be very rich, right? See that this is US dollar, US dollar. If you have 20 Bitcoins, then you will be millionaire, right? Something like that. This is talking about Nvidia. So expectation can be irrational, right? Yes, yes. Some expectation is irrational, too high, too high. But the expectation for Nvidia is still okay. Then the revenue doubled, doubled. Just the guidance is a little bit lower than the expectation, but to be conservative, right? So I don't think that's a problem. Nvidia is not rising or nor declining, then just keeping the stock price. I think that's good enough, right? Haven't heard about Gap for a long time, right? Because not their era anymore, right? For apparels, then been long time before, right? Maybe 15 years before or 20 years before they're hot, right? But not now, not anymore, right? Marks and Spencer, they still exist, but the catalyst of the economy is not from them anymore, right? But actually, Gap shares rebounded quite a bit, right? And the dip is $9. Now is $32 for the stock price. And the peak is $32, right? Still fine, right? But not the catalyst anymore, right? Then we come to Google. So yesterday, Alphabet, I have the stock. I have the stock as well, right? Dropped at 4.56%, dropped at $9. I will not count the highest price as 195, right? Because that is too high, right? I will count normally as 185, right? To be fair, right? So then, to Alphabet is not a lot, right? If yesterday not dropped it by $6 is 175, it's just about $10 to the peak, right? PE ratio is only 22, right? Not expensive. We look at the DOJ statement, right? The DOJ called for Google to divest its Chrome browser, right? That means sell the browser, or the meaning is to do not have any control on Chrome anymore, right? That is following the recommendation from one federal judge in August that Google held an illegal monopoly in search. That means that the federal judge think the search from Chrome is illegal because she has the monopoly. I think that statement already have a problem. What means monopoly? Right? What means monopoly? And then we continue first, right? According to the DOJ filing on Wednesday night, the statement said, permanently stop Google's control of this critical search access point and, wow, allow rival search engines the ability to access the browser that for many users is a gateway to the internet. So this statement already have a big problem, right? What means monopoly? That means no others can enter this segment. Is it true? No. No, right? You can have your own company. You can have your own browser, right? You can have. But the point is that if anyone will use, there's another problem, right? So that is a very good example is the OpenAI, right? OpenAI is going to have a browser. See that? Right? OpenAI is going to have a browser because of the AI. And she can raise the money from the market or from the support by Apple or by Microsoft. So that is not a monopoly. Right? 100% is not a monopoly. But in China, that is monopoly. Because then you cannot apply for a license. I want to have another. In China, it's only Tencent and then only WeChat, no others. For the others, you need to apply for the license, but no one will be successful, right? Only Tencent and WeChat. And the others cannot come into China, like WeChat, Facebook, YouTube, no, sorry. Twitter cannot, right? But in US, sorry, you can easily have another browser, right? You can survive or not is another issue, but you can have. I think what she mean is for the search engine, right? I think what she mean is for the search engine. It's not Chrome. Chrome is just a way. Then you go in and then do the search. If the search engine of Google is not so excellent, she will not do that, right? So the crime for Google is the search engine is too good, right? Is it? So that is not a monopoly. All right. And in the August, one federal judge ruled that the company held an illegal monopoly in both search and text advertisement. What does it mean? Search engine and the text, right? No matter what, then she just want Google to stop the control of this search access point and allow the rival to use the search engine to access the browser. Then that means if I manage a business for more than 20 years, now I'm successful, right? A lot of people use, and then you ask me, hey guy, you have to stop. You cannot control this sector anymore. You have to allow others to use, but you cannot have the control of that anymore. Then who will do the business? You will do the business? No. Right. So I think that is ridiculous. The judge may be drunk, right? I don't know why. And then we look at the right hand side. Google should be prevented from entering into the exclusionary agreement with third parties. This is more, it's just a joke, right? Is it a joke, right? With third parties like Apple and Samsung. The department also said Google should be prohibited from giving its search surface preference within its other products. What the FUCK, right? Then that means, what does it mean? All right. That means, you don't pay games, right? Google, please don't pay games, right? Don't enter into any exclusive agreement with the tech giant, right? And also, guys, please cannot give its search surface preference within its other products. That means if it's not using in Chrome, don't use it in your other products. Please don't pay games. So better than just give up the just like China, right? Just like China. Okay, you have to give the logarithm to me, right? For Alibaba, you have to give all the customer to me, to the government, and then you can see the stock price of Alibaba, right, tumble down. That's the same for this judge, right? But that is US, not China, right? And then the remedies, and what they call the remedies, is prevent Google from eliminating emergent competitive threats through acquisition, minority investment, or partnership. That means Google, you cannot acquire company anymore because you're killing the threats for you, right? No startup company, right? And the DOJ said, I think that should run for 10 years. And then Google will be closed, right? So is it a joke, right? No one will do that, right? If like that, then no one will do the business, right? And in addition for that, the Department of Justice said forcing the search company to divest its Android, talking about Android mobile operating system, would also assist in restoring competition. Also, please sell your Android system. So what the FUCK, this judge is talking about, who will do the business? You will do the business? I will do the business? No, right? And then the remedy should be enough to burn Google's ability to use its control of the Android ecosystem to favor its general search service. That means stop Google to have the Android to use the search, right? Then she let control of the search engine and the Chrome and the Android. Then the company will close down, right? No profit. Ultimately failed to achieve the high standard for meaningful relief in these critical markets. The court could require return to the Android divestiture suggestion. That means you may also need to sell the Android. Right. I don't know where did this judge come from. Right? Not from business, right? Or he was drunk at the time, right? So this will not be successful in the US, right? This is not anything about the monopoly, right? And then you can, if you can, then you can invent a system like I just mentioned, OpenAI, right? They will have a search engine. Safari had search engine before, right? And Oracle have their own software, and Adobe also have their own very delicious or high class graphics system. They need to sell their business. They need to divest their department. I don't think so, right? And Ken Walker, Google's legal, right? The legal chief, come in, called it the DOJ's proposal an overboard proposal that would impact privacy and artificial intelligence investment at a critical time, right? If like that, then no one will go for the AI, right? Because if the same logic apply, then after maybe 5 years, sorry, your AI is monopoly, right? You have to stop controlling them and open them with no return, not asking for return to your rivals. Then who will do that, right? And Walker also acted that it goes miles beyond the cost decision, right? It's not their, they do not have this authority, right? And Google has said it will appeal the monopoly ruling, which would draw out any final remedy decisions then. I agree that there is some kind of startup is difficult to go into the market. I have to admit that, right? I have to admit that, right? It's just like you cannot go into the market of Coca-Cola, right? You cannot go into the market of Visa or Visa or other Visa cards, right? But doesn't mean that they have the, you cannot raise the company. You can raise a company. You can have your own browser. You can think of logarithm for the search, but you will not do as good as Google, right? Or maybe you do not have the money or the fund, and then your company will broke down, something like that, right? Just like OpenAI, just like OpenAI ChatGPT, right? They immediately have to have the support from Google or Apple. Otherwise, then they don't have the money to burn, right? So that's what it is, right? This is what tech giant come up, right? You come up and then you beat all the rivals. Then you have enough money. You have enough users like Facebook, right? Then Facebook will be the next one, right? To be targeted, right? No one can go into your market, right? Then you have to relieve your control on the Facebook. Then otherwise, then I will force you to do so. Then Facebook stock price, woo, something like that, right? That's not the way, sir. And then we take a look on the financial statement of Google, right? Actually, Google's biggest income, 60% of the total revenue is the search engine, right? It's the search. That means the advertisement is put on the because of the search, and then is the YouTube and the network is not a lot, right? And then the Google Surface, Google Cloud, something like that. Not the Chrome, right? The Chrome is just a way for you to you should have a way, right? You should have a way then for you to go to the search. That's it. Even for the iOS, then you can use the Chrome, right? So that's what it is, right? So I think this is ridiculous, and I'm not too worried on that. If this happened in China, then I will be very worried because it may become true. But in US, I don't think so, right? Then you have to protect the right inventors. They make it, they do it, and then they managed it for a long time, long time, more than 20 years, right? And then you ask me to, right, take your hand off, right? let your rivals to come into your business, and then let them do it, right? What a word that the judge will say. He seems live in another world, right? Not the business world, right? Another world, right? Who will do that, right? If I open a restaurant, right? Okay, man, you have to open the door, right? And let the rivals come in and get all your cooking secrets. Then this will be the fair business, fair trade. I don't think so, right? Will you do that, right? I don't think so. Right? Okay, thanks guys for watching, and then like, comment, share are appreciated, right? So please subscribe as well. Okay, then see you guys on next Friday. I hope everyone have a very pleasant weekend, right? See you guys next week. Bye bye.